Good morning, everybody. Psychic by Kim here, giving you your psychic insights for January 3rd to the 11th. So, guys, I have to be honest. This week, if I could go run away, I totally would, so I wouldn't have to experience what we're going to be experiencing. And we had that big full moon last night, and I already am feeling this pummeled effect of empathy, fatigue, and oh my goodness, just hearing what we're going to have to go through this week challenges me. Okay, so let's get to it. What I wrote down was we are going to be finding resolution through opposing needs. That's probably like the biggest way to explain it, and the easiest way to explain it, which who wants to do that? That sounds really challenging because nobody likes opposition. So, we're setting an intention, of which you already have. We have these intentions. And then you're noticing that everything kind of feels like a false reality, like an illusion. And I mean, you're feeling that kind of with the outside world, but you're also feeling it with your internal self. So when we focus with our intention on our career, our ambitions, our desires, our responsibilities, of which this is what it feels like this week, um, it feels like we're almost in one of those house of mirrors where the difficulty becomes that you think that something is real, but it isn't. And then when you start seeing the truth, it can't be unseen. So if you take what I'm saying here and you say that in your career, you're going to see some really true things about yourself and others. And this is going to come up in, like I said, it's kind of like this battle of wills. So your personal will and trying to think here, your personal will and your emotional responsibility, your obligation to respond, right? Instead you might be fighting it because you're being defiant. And then we're also going to feel this in like what I would say is responsibility versus giving a crap. So caring. So I have the personal responsibility to pay for something or take care of my family or show up for my partner. And it is my responsibility to do these things. And I don't care. I literally don't care. That's what we're going to feel this week. And so the challenge becomes this maturing through all of this and saying, I'm not going to battle everybody through it, that I'm actually going to grow myself. I'm going to, go through this emotional ripple and grow spiritually and probably emotionally. This is like not a heavy week, but it's a work week. It's a week where you're being asked to no longer wear the rose colored glasses. You've heard me say this before, but this one's different because your intentions, and there's an eagle out my window. Wow. So your intentions are so strong, but the illusion of what you think could happen versus the reality has to be changed. So that's the challenge because you really have to say, I hate this responsibility and I don't care to show up. Now I want to change this about myself. And finding some resolution in that is not going to be easy this week. So I really, really will say how to get through this week and what I'm going to do for my own personal self is really center myself in journaling, really center myself in making sure that I go for my walks, really be in nature, really show up for me. And so that it's not so much an illusion, that I can actually come forward to resolve kind of this shedding, this stripping of self that is happening. Okay, because like I say, the real new year doesn't happen until like the end of January into February. And so that's what we're experiencing is really like, are you really going to change? Are you going to make that obligation? Are you going to set that intention? Are you going to really, really come forward and do what you say you're going to do? And are you seeing it clearly? Pretty big. All right. Much love, guys. Get through it and meditate, take care of yourselves, and hunker down, take those moments for yourself to rest and relax, and focus on what your real needs need to be. All right? Much love.